What's up guys, JivanTV back with another video. Today's main topic is going to be which game mode is the hardest, but we're going to talk about other stuff like which is the hardest to get arena points in, how can you get arena points the fastest, and just how to get better at the game overall. It's just going to be a fun conversation, but before we get into this video, please consider using code JivanTV in the Fortnite item shop, or at least make sure you're using somebody's code because it helps us creators out a bunch. Now let's get into this video. So, statistically speaking, the hardest game mode to get wins in is solo arena. This is because 1 out of 100 players is going to win the match versus in duos 1 out of 50 teams wins, and trios 1 out of 33. So all the statistics show solos is the hardest. On top of that, in solos you don't have teammates to rely on, so all the pressure is on you. And so this causes a lot of people to not have confidence and get nervous during fights. However, with time you get over that, the more solos you play, the more used to it you get, the less nervous you get, and overall the better you perform. Real quick, I want to give you a confidence tip. So one day my confidence in solo arena just clicked all of a sudden, and the thing that happened was I had been practicing my weak points in the game for a while, such as piece control, aiming, just grinding out a bunch in creative, fighting a lot of people in creative, and then one day it just kind of clicked. I feel like I went from like a 6 out of 10 skill level to like a 9 out of 10. All at once. So for me, it was just about constantly grinding my weak points in the game, constantly practicing against really good players. I did so many 1v1s against people in scrim discords, and eventually it just clicked in arena. I would grind creative for about an hour a day and then arena for like 2, and after a couple weeks, everything clicked. And then a few months later, I was doing the same thing, just grinding my weak points, and then now it just clicks to a new level every couple weeks or so. I feel like improvement kind of happens all at once. It takes consistency and a lot of practice, but when you finally notice the improvement, it kind of all happens at once. Like you notice it all at once. Maybe you make a few insane plays in a row, and that's when you realize, okay, I'm doing a lot better in arena now than I was a couple weeks ago. So overall point of this little speech is that if you keep grinding your weak points in the game and keep trying to improve, you will see improvements. You just probably won't see it all at once. And for those people that like to see improvement in the moment, that's not this type of thing. You gotta grind for weeks before you actually see it. So only the people who are really motivated and really grind are the people that are actually going to stick around to see those improvements. Other people might just get discouraged and quit within that time. But keep the grind up. Let's move on to the next topic. What's actually the easiest game mode to gain arena points in? You wouldn't think solos because solos is the hardest to catch dubs in, statistically speaking. But actually, solos and duos are easier than trios to gain arena points. And this is the reason. Kill points are way different in solo arena, duo arena, and trio arena. You get way more points per kill in solos. On top of that, it's way easier to hit the placement threshold in solos. Trios, I don't know exactly what it is. I feel like it's something crazy like top 8. That's when you get your first placement points. But in solos, it's top 25, and that happens way sooner in the game than in trios, especially during the early season. Like in late season trio arena, you might hit those placement points pretty easily because everybody's W keying. But in early season, when everybody's playing placement, trios is actually so hard to hit those placement points because sometimes it won't even happen until like moving zone or like 5th zone. People play a lot safer and the fights are a lot harder in early season, and so solos is the place that I have found the best success to gain arena points. And duos kind of goes hand in hand with solos. It's 10 points per kill versus 20 points per kill, but duos is easier than trios, solos is easier than duos to get arena points. That's my opinion. If you have an absolute god trio, then you might be able to get arena points easier there. But in early season, for me, I love to grind out only solos, because if you can get a really good loot path, play safe, or just play really smart, take smart fights, like you can gain arena points at a much steadier rate than in trios. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the early season. Once arena points reset, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be playing arena just like a cash cup. The games are much more stacked because everyone's trying to get to champs, everybody's playing really intensely and playing for placement, taking much smarter fights. So early season, I'm going to be playing like a cash cup. I'm going to be rotating dead side of zone as soon as possible, only picking fights that I really think I won't get third-partied in. Just going to be playing as safe as possible to gain as much arena points as I can. And for those of you that have been following this season, I'm not really focusing on trio competitive. I'm just going to be grinding a lot of solo arena trying to get as many arena points as possible this season and placing really well in the cash cups. So it's going to be fun. I can't wait for the arena point reset. If you guys really want to prepare for when arena points are going to reset, I would recommend running scrims, to be honest. Scrims are going to be a lot more stacked than solo arena is going to be in the early season. Like in arena, you might have maybe 20 people moving zones, maybe like 15. And in scrims, you might have up to 30. But that'll get you in the right mindset and prepare you for the end games in arena. And it might actually make the early season arena feel a lot easier for you. On top of that, there's a lot of solo tournaments coming up soon, so running scrims would not be a bad idea. Just saying. But other things you can do to prepare for the early season is just grind your weak points as crazy as you can right now. Like if your weak point is aim, spend way more time practicing your aim than you normally would. Also, you gotta make sure you're learning how to counter all the new guns. For example, the railgun. People think that it's the most OP thing ever, but that doesn't mean that you can't counter it. I actually just posted a video on my main YouTube called How to Fight With and Against the Railgun. You'll find all the strats you need to counter that gun in there. But it's stuff like that, you know, figuring out this meta, figuring out how to counter all the new guns, getting as good as you can at your weak points right now before arena points reset. That stuff is going to benefit you. I'm just saying somebody's got to stop Mars Owl from getting top arena points again this season. He's been getting it every single season for like the past 3 or 4, maybe even more, I don't even remember. But I'm coming for his place. Last thing I want to say is a lot of people come to my stream and they say, Jivan, how are you able to play solo arena? Like I get so bored of it so fast. They'll say they have no motivation to play solo arena whatsoever. And truth be told, solo arena is absolutely my favorite game mode. And I know a lot of other people say that too. So I've really never had a problem having motivation for solo arena, but some of the things I say is just that solo arena is one of the best places to improve, which is why I get so excited to play it. When you're grinding solo arena, focus on practicing your weak points. Maybe set arena point goals for yourself. You could even set up the games in sets of 10 so that it feels like a tournament. That way it's like you're preparing for cash cups and stuff like that. You could set up reward systems for yourself, like if you catch a dub, you get something, or if you lose, you have to do push-ups. But all in all, the only way you're gonna get motivated to play solo arena is if you really like force yourself into it. Or you could take a break from it, and if you miss it, then come back to it. But if you don't miss it, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you can't really force yourself to like something. It's kind of like when parents force their kids to do a certain hobby because it was a hobby of theirs. Like, you can't force yourself to like something that you don't like. So if you really hate solo arena, maybe just put all your attention to duos and trios and ignore all the solo events. Or just play the solo events for fun. You know, I'm kind of like the same way, but with trios. I honestly get so bored in trios, and it's not the biggest deal in the world. Even though this year is centered around trios, like, once solo events come around in the future, I'm gonna be ready for it. That's one of the reasons I'm not playing too much trios this season, is because it just really doesn't interest me, and I'm not gonna force myself to like something. But yeah, that's another reason why I'm actually super motivated in solos, is because it's my favorite game mode, it's my best game mode, and I have hope for future solo tournaments that are gonna come around, like maybe a solo FNCS next year. And I know there's that all-star solo showdown thing coming up, but it's actually the same weekend that I'm moving into my new apartment, the same weekend that my brother graduates high school, and the same weekend that Father's Day is. My whole family is actually flying into town, so I'm really not going to be able to play the all-star showdown, which sucks. But you know, I still love grinding solos, and I'm looking forward to future events in it. But yeah, we're going to wrap up the video right there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this or learned something new from it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, use code JivanTV in the item shop, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.